Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well out there. It's a lovely morning here in the back gardens. I'm showing you the best part first. So this is the tour for September 2021. We're winding down to the end of the season, but it's looking pretty nice. Well, some of it. So let's take a tour, shall we? I am going to show you what I finished this year. So we have these little walkways. Part of them are finished, so I'm happy about that. We'll just kind of walk around. So we've got the lovely fountain grass. They do have some seed here, so as they turn browner, I should clip those, so I'll be doing that. But I have a nice pathway through these things, a little seating space. And then on up here, so that part there, not finished, but I'm really happy because I have this part finished. So I can go up these little steps to the little garden spot. So that makes me happy. So there you go. That part's finished. So we have some progress. But, there are other things that are not finished. So this summer, I never did get this done to the point that it was like complete enough to say, okay, this is complete for this summer. That's unusual for me. But here we are. Oh, look at my big shadow. It's just the way it goes. The strawberry bed is nice and healthy and thick. So as it starts to get cold, I will be covering the bed in mulch. So that will it'll kill off the dying back, and then the new stuff will grow up really nicely in the spring. I've done that before, I just didn't do it last year. And our melon patch is still growing and going strong. It's still hot out. We still have high heat. And look at those tomatoes. They are looking great. It is truly a jungle in there. And I've been collecting a lot of tomatoes. We have quite a bit in the freezer. So it took longer than usual to get to my point where I'm, bumped something with my foot, to the tomato jungle. It took longer this year, and I don't know why exactly. But we've got some red tomatoes in there I'm going to have to get to very soon. But like I said, the days are still in the 90s, and so the nights are still in the 60s. And so that's really great weather for tomato jungles. Back here is a little bit of a mess. I guess that bucket just needs to be moved. But those are the potato bags, and the potato plants are still doing okay. They're starting to die off, so I should be able to start looking for potatoes soon. This project is at a standstill at the moment. We're hoping to have that, I think I say this every time I do the video, closed in, roof on. That's the goal at the moment. Poor aspen trees had a really rough summer this year. It just was too hot for them. But they are still surviving, so that's the important thing. Our little pots here, all looking good. I have one pampas grass floof on this plant, and a few sunflowers still hanging on. This apple tree did fabulous this year. It's looking really good. The peach trees are all looking really good. And let's see. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, just what a pretty view right there. And then over here on the other side of these tall grasses is what I am now calling our meadow. I mean, this is what happens when you get a lot of rain. Look at all of that green. I mean, oh my goodness. And we've just let it grow because instead of cutting it, because there is so much plantain growing in our little meadow. And also lots of, hi Molly, lots of clover is in here and other goodies. So we're just letting it grow. I'm calling it my meadow, my little meadow, which I really like. So I'm very happy with it. Rain barrels did great this year. They filled 5 times. That's fantastic being able to use that. I will have to, the end of this month, take them and empty them and store them because they'll freeze if water gets in them. Over here, the muscadine's starting to wear down for the year. We did get a few grapes off of them. Hopefully next year we'll actually see grapes, but they grew up pretty tall. They're almost to the thing up here, almost to our roof. The corn is done for the year. Gonna have to start pulling that out. We have a huge watermelon that is still growing. I've got one here and then I've got another one over the other side. I really hope it makes it to maturity by the time we get too cold. The squash is done. We've got one little tiny squash on there, but got quite a bit of squash off, but as you can see, the plant is now starting to die off. So it's time to start cleaning up. It is a mess. It is a mess. But it's been a really good, successful, growing season. We've had so much rain. I'm really happy with the new fountain grasses. I'm happy with the studio. Just, got to get finished. We have added, I think since the last time I did the video, we've gotten the frame up so that we can have our sunshade, which I had a different plan for, but this was the simplest, and actually it did pretty well in the wind. I think I'm going to have to put some support boards across here because the wind does get pretty strong, but it did better than anything that I've had up before. And, it was late in the season when we got it up, but oh my goodness, huge difference having that there. The heat that comes onto the house, I'm always working on that, aren't I? Just the the lime wash alone has helped tremendously. And then having the shade structure is also lovely. The hummingbirds love this one. This is their favorite feeder, and they fight over it all the time. So there you go. This is the end of the growing season for 2021. I feel like I should take these out of here, these stools that I use for staining and cutting boards and stuff, to take a picture. Oh, there goes the hummingbird, because that's a pretty nice view. What do you think, Molly? Let's see, the sand pit. I have talked about changing this and decking it. I have decided not to. I'm just going to clean it up. I'm going to do some work around the edges of it to make it pretty. Molly loves it too much. That's her sand pit. And I thought too I could put a set of horseshoe games in there so that when she's not laying in it, we could enjoy it. See, there she goes, digging her hole. I just can't take that away from her. So I am going to be adding more sand to it so it's more comfortable and cleaner. But that's what's going on there. And I am going to be adding more of the graveled pathway back here through the meadow so that I have a nice clear pathway when I'm watering things. Well, guys, it was an exciting growing year. We'll see how it looks in October. I'll bring you back in October. Have a beautiful day out there. Be gentle with yourselves. There's only one you.